everybody, here's the supply list for this coming video. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so each strip is 14.5 inches. So what you're going to do is you're going to fold it and then fold it again. Now this is the first one I attempted, which looks different than what you're going to see later in the video, but overall you fold it and you fold it over. You try and make it, when you pinch it, that one is a little shorter than the other, and that'll create your ribbon petal. So you'll put your zap strap on, and then before it's tightened you add another one so that it's easier to put it on too. You put it on the second and third row of bars, right? Because those two, right, the middle bar, and then the middle bar and the one inside are one. The one inside is 1, the middle bar is 2, the outside bar is 3. So 2 and 3, you attach it to those bars, and you put 8 of those strips in each section. Okay, you guys, just keep an eye as I'm putting these strips in and folding them. As I'm putting them in, you're going to see, as from looking at the wreath as it sits on the table, how the ribbon lays down. I try and made it so that it's viewable, so you see the shorter end and then the longer end. But if you keep just try and visualize how that's going to look once it's completely done. So you'll do that to each section for each color. But you're going to see here in a few minutes what it looks like. So it's very easy to do. I never seen anything like this before, at least the way done this way. So I'm going to call it the Deni ribbon bow, or the Deni ribbon petal. So just keep that in mind. I'm taking ownership. If anybody has seen this before, let me know, and then I won't. I'll take all that back. Okay, I sped the video up because a lot of this, when I do it at the shop, I can't record my voice, so I don't bother. So I detach the audio. So, but you'll see here, you know it's going really fast. You'll see how it looks as I got the most of the row done, and I was really like, wow, this is gonna look really good. So I ran with it. I hope you guys like it. I think it looks awesome. So if you don't want to use zap straps, like if you don't want to use 2, you could try and do it with pipe cleaner, but I think the zap straps work better because it holds it on there better. Also, the ones I have, they're the 8-inch ones. I would suggest you just use like a 4-inch or a 6-inch would suffice. That's just all I had. But overall, as you see here, how it looks. Wait till you see it with the next 2 or 3 sections on. 2 sections on. You'll be just like, what? We're continuing on with this last section. I did mention that you put 8 strips, 14.5 inches long in each section. And the next row, next section, I believe I'm going to be putting the solid red in. So I sped up the next section here because there's a lot of talking to fill in the spots. But as you'll see how it looks, I think I showed the camera after I put a couple in, and I was like, wow. Like it's, I said that that was 2.5 inch, the red, solid red. I think it's a 2 inch as well, because they're pretty close to the same. But, so I don't know, guys. What do you think? I like it. I'm going to try, I'm going to have another frame free here pretty soon. I'm going to try and make another one with a different theme. So, and see how it looks. And different, probably, like thicker ribbon. This is like Dollarama ribbon, so it's very thin, right? So, but it works. So I'm going to see what it's going to look like. Okay, so obviously I had shut the camera off for a little bit, but as you can see, we're on the last section with the solid red and the white hearts, and like this is where at this point I was just like, wow, this looks awesome. Even if you left it like that, it looked great. But my whole idea was to fluff it up, because here's the deal. If a customer wants something like that, and say that it folds down, all they gotta do is fluff it back up. Simple. No biggie. I did take the mesh out of the middle part because I didn't have anything I could put on there at the time. So the middle stays open. You could always add something if you wanted to from the back. Like you could probably put a sign, or you could put the mesh in, but you could actually attach a sign from the back if you wanted to. But what do you guys think? I think it looks awesome. Okay, as you guys can see, I'm fluffing it just to see how it looks. And then, yeah. And then next I'm going to get the ribbons ready for the middle part. I wrote all this stuff down so that I wouldn't forget this time. So what I ended off doing is cutting the strips to a foot long instead of 14.5 inches. And then only 7 per section. Okay, as you can see, I took the mesh from in the middle out, and so the ribbons that I used were the solid red, the white sheer glittered, the white solid with glittered glittered zigzags, and then the solid red, because the other two I didn't have enough to do a full 7 strips, right? So this middle section is going to be 7 strips of each color. So what I did is I put the white in front of the solid red with the hearts, and then the red went in front of the solid red sheer with the hearts, and because there's pink hearts on there too, and then in front of the solid red I put the solid white with the glittered zigzag on it. So I alternated the colors to hopefully give it more detail and more dimension with the colors. Just one note that I noticed when I was doing this, when I'm folding the ribbon, as I'm putting the zip ties on it, try and make sure that you get your loops pretty much the same length. So when you look at your wreath, everything should be all the same on the outside, right? So I noticed that there was a couple that I were a little bit folded a little bit shorter, but overall, just for a note for you guys, just to keep an eye on that, just to make sure you're pinching it pretty close to the same, everyone. I didn't measure to see, so I'm gonna say probably an inch, maybe a little bit more than an inch, if that. That you would when you pinch it. Okay, so we're just about done the solid white zigzag, glitter zigzag ribbon loops. I should call them ribbon loops. And then the next one is going to be the white sheer glittered, and that's going to be in front of the solid red with the white hearts. So, and like I said, each section has in the middle has 7 per section, and it worked out actually really good to have just the 7 in there. The other ones had 8. I think 7 is a little bit better because you can spread it out a little bit more, because when you're putting them in, you try and put it in between. So say like in front of the first solid red with the heart, you would try and put your first one in between the solid red and the solid white zap straps. So, and you're doing 2 and 1 and 2 is you're putting them around 1 and 2 on the frame. That just gives it that extra security. But yeah, just so you guys keep an eye on that. And I found that worked out really good because it covered everything else, right? But overall, you're gonna see once you get it all fluffed out, like I've got it right now hanging in on my closet door at home, and if you had all the glitter, if you say you did it just with one ribbon, so for example like the glittered solid white and glittered, say you just did that, that almost reminds me of like a candy cane Christmas, right? Why not? But yeah, that's the other thing I'm thinking. I might start doing some more of these, just for something different, because you don't see it. It kind of reminds me of, I don't know if people remember, I remember growing up, you used to take plastic bags and cut strips and tie them onto, you would take metal wire hangers, and you would make a circle, and you would leave the hook on it where you hang it, and then you would just keep tying these plastic strips, cut strips that you had, and you just kept adding and adding, and then you could spray paint them. I don't know if anybody remembers those, but yeah, that's what it kind of reminds me of. So one thing I was looking at it, is I'm thinking, because I've got them added, the middle row added the same way as the outside row, right? What I was thinking is maybe if I try and make one again, instead of having them facing the same way, if I turn the inside row so that the longer end is in towards the middle, when you fluff it out, it'll fill the middle, and then you'll have the 2 smaller ones kind of like in the center. So you have the small in the center, the outside will be full with the longer ones, and then the middle. I think that might work out good too. Might have to shorten your strips though, but I just noticed that, and I apologize because every so often I turn my head to look at my closet, so I'm not near my mic. I apologize. So just to let you guys know, so for the outside, it's a total of 24 ribbon loops. Like, so each section is 8, and each strips in each section, right? So it's a total of 24. The inside is 7 in each section, so it's a total of 21. So your grand total for is 40. What is that? 45 of ribbon loops. that you make, which is not bad because really you're not using a lot of ribbon. I was just trying to use up ribbon that I had extra, so or just ribbon that are leftovers, right? So it's a good way to kind of use up some of the stuff you have, like, like making a bowl. Now keep in mind, if you're using a bigger frame, you're going to need more ribbon, right? You're going to need, because the sections, sometimes the sections, instead of 3, you could have 4 sections, right? But you might end up using more ribbon for the bigger, because it'll be bigger wreath, right? So like this one here, I didn't measure, but this one here, it's a 10-inch. I'm pretty sure those are the 10-inch wire frames that from Dollarama, because they come in a pack of 3. Just the way I did that right there, that wreath is probably 15 inches. So it's probably the size of another frame, right? I'll have to measure it, and then when I do the video, everything for the video, I'll make sure I'll try in the description or in the supplies section. I'll try and write that down, how big it is. But yeah, guys, what do you think? Did you fluff it out yet? Oh my goodness, it looks great. Okay, so here's the video I did at the shop, and the lighting's a little different there at the shop, right? But I got this one here, as you can see more of the detail, how the layers look, right? And I think it looks really awesome. Now, the one at the house, you can see there's a better lighting. I didn't go as close as to that one, like I didn't want, but I think it looks really good. Guys, please let me know what you think. Please, as I'm doing this voiceover, I just noticed that I really need to refluff that one that when I brought it home. Overall, please let me know what you think. Thank you.